Imagine for a moment the profound silence of the cosmos. A silence so deep, so absolute, it hums with the echo of eternity itself. Within this boundless expanse, countless stars burn and fade, galaxies drift, and planets silently orbit their fiery suns. Our own solar system, a small island of life, is meticulously catalogued. Its every rock and icy sphere charted, its orbital dance understood. But every so often, the universe sends us a whisper from beyond. A visitor from unimaginable distances. A fleeting glimpse of something truly alien. And when such a visitor arrives, sometimes Pangea, sometimes it carries a secret that defies our every expectation. A secret that makes us wonder, with a shiver of cosmic awe, what if this isn't just a rock? What if its journey, its very existence, speaks to something far grander, far more deliberate than mere chance? What if, in the cold, silent depths, such enigmatic voyagers are not alone? In the twilight of December 2019, humanity's gaze turned to just such a whisper, a faint, almost imperceptible smudge of light, first detected by the ATLAS robotic astronomical survey system in Hawaii, began its silent journey into our collective consciousness. It was designated C2019-Y4, but quickly became known simply as Comet ATLAS, or more formally, 3I ATLAS, signaling its unique status as the third interstellar object ever observed passing through our solar system. After the bewildering Oumuamua and the more conventional Borisov, its path, a hyperbola so stretched it confirmed its origin from far beyond our sun's gravitational embrace, immediately set it apart. This was not a local resident, but a traveler, an ambassador from another star system, perhaps even from the vast, empty reaches of intergalactic space itself. Astronomers across the globe, accustomed to the predictable ballet of our solar systems, comets, watched with bated breath. Initial observations painted a picture of a rather ordinary, if extremely distant, comet. It was, as far as we could tell, a dusty snowball, much like the billions that populate the distant Oort cloud. Only this one hailed from a different celestial neighborhood entirely. As it drew closer to the sun, the warmth began its expected work. Ice turned directly into gas, carrying dust particles with it, forming the characteristic coma, the diffuse glowing envelope around a comet's nucleus and a developing tail, reflecting sunlight, growing brighter with each passing day. By late March 2020, Comet ATLAS was indeed putting on a show. Its brilliance steadily increasing, reaching magnitudes that promised a spectacular sight for skygazers as it approached its perihelion, its closest point to the sun. Some even speculated it could become a naked-eye object, a brilliant beacon in the dawn sky. A truly rare gift from the cosmos. But then, the expected did not occur. The silent, grand performance of Comet ATLAS took an unexpected, unsettling turn. Instead of continuing its graceful ascent into visible splendor, instead of glowing ever more brightly as it neared our sun, it began to fade, not gradually, not gently, but with a suddenness that sent a ripple of confusion through the astronomical community. The light dimmed, the coma became diffuse, and then, the unprecedented images from powerful telescopes revealed not one nucleus, but several. Comet ATLAS was breaking apart, fragmenting, shattering into pieces, like an ancient, fragile artifact succumbing to an unseen force. It was as if, at the very threshold of its magnificent display, something within it had simply given way, dissolving its promise into a cloud of scattered debris. This was not unheard of for comets. Many succumb to the sun's intense heat and tidal forces, breaking apart as they near their perihelion. But Comet ATLAS was still incredibly far from the sun, hundreds of millions of kilometers away, well within what was considered a safe distance for such an event. It was behaving as if it were under much greater stress than it should have been experiencing. Its disintegration was premature, inexplicable by conventional cometry models. Why did this interstellar visitor, having traversed light years of emptiness, only to make its brief, dramatic appearance in our solar system, suddenly and so thoroughly fall apart? The mystery deepened with every new observation. transforming a potential celestial spectacle into a cosmic enigma? Was it simply a particularly volatile, loosely bound collection of ice and dust, unable to withstand even the gentle warming embrace of our distant sun? Perhaps, but for an object that had survived the rigors of interstellar travel, the extreme cold, the occasional bombardment of cosmic rays, the gravitational tugs of unseen stars, to then succumb so readily in the relatively benign environment of our outer solar system, felt incongruous. It defied the expected resilience of an object capable of such a journey. It was like a ship designed for deep ocean voyages sinking in a calm harbor. The scientific explanations, while attempting to account for the phenomenon, felt incomplete, leaving a lingering sense of unease. Consider the immense distances involved. 3-1 Atlas had likely traveled for millions, perhaps billions, of years across the vast, cold void between star systems. It endured conditions that would utterly obliterate any less robust structure. And yet, it crumbled. Its behavior posed a silent, profound question to astronomers. What forces were truly at play within this mysterious object? Was its composition so unusual, so utterly different from our homegrown myths, that our understanding of these celestial wanderers simply failed to grasp its nature? Or was there something else entirely? Something that our current models of natural phenomena cannot explain, something that whispers of a different origin, a different purpose, an entirely different kind of traveler. The very concept of interstellar objects is still nascent in our understanding. Oumuamua, the first detected, sparked debates about its strange cigar-like shape and even stranger acceleration, leading some to speculate about its artificial nature. Borisov, the second, was more comet-like, a familiar icy wanderer from another star. But 3-I Atlas, the third, presented a unique blend of familiarity and utter strangeness. It looked like a comet, it acted like a comet, until it didn't. Its disintegration was not merely an event. It became a symbol of our profound ignorance about the true diversity of objects that traverse the cosmic ocean. It forced us to confront the possibility that what we observe might be far more complex, far more alien, than our terrestrial-bound science can immediately comprehend. Imagine, if you will, not just a fragile icy body, but something constructed, something with an internal structure, a delicate design that might, under specific conditions, fail in a way that mimicked natural disintegration. What if the fragmentation wasn't a natural erosion of ice and dust, but the deliberate uncoupling of components, or the catastrophic failure of an intricate system? This thought, while venturing far beyond conventional astronomy, is precisely what emerges when the natural explanations feel insufficient. When an object behaves in ways that seem to defy the very laws we thought we understood, we gaze up at the night sky, and we see what our telescopes permit us to see. We interpret the data through the lens of our accumulated knowledge, built upon centuries of observation and theory. But what if that lens is too narrow? What if the universe is constantly challenging our assumptions, presenting us with phenomena that push the boundaries of what we consider possible? 3-1 ATLA as was one such challenge. Its silent, unexpected demise left behind not just a trail of debris, but a lingering question that hangs in the cosmic quiet. If this seemingly fragile interstellar visitor could behave so unpredictably, could its very presence in our solar system signify something more than a random wanderer? What if this disintegration wasn't the end of a journey, but rather a transformation? A release of something, or a signal of something more profound at play? The thought is unsettling, yet undeniably captivating. It opens the door to possibilities that stretch far beyond the cold, hard facts of astrophysics. It asks us to consider the unknown variables, the hidden equations, the potential for forms of existence and technology that are so utterly foreign to our experience that we cannot even begin to categorize them. And if 3-I Atlas, with its puzzling behavior, points to such possibilities, then we must ask the question that sends a shiver down the spine of scientific certainty. What if 3-I Atlas is not alone in its mystery? What if its strangeness is not an isolated incident, but a clue to a much larger, unspoken truth about the cosmos? Could there be other such objects, perhaps far more subtle, or far more advanced? Silently traversing the interstellar medium, their true nature masked by their innocuous appearances, objects that pass through our galactic neighborhood. Observed, perhaps, but misidentified, their true significance lost in the vastness of space and the limitations of our perception. The universe is a canvas of infinite possibilities, and our tiny corner of it, our solar system, is but a fleeting frame in a cosmic epic. And into that frame, every now and then, steps a character that challenges the entire narrative. A character like 3i Atlas, leaving behind not answers, but deeper, more profound questions. We drift through the cosmos, on a small blue planet, peering outwards with our ever more sophisticated instruments. We seek to understand, to categorize, to make sense of the boundless, but sometimes, the universe offers us a glimpse of something that reminds us of the profound limits of our current understanding. An object that, by its very defiance of our expectations, forces us to expand our imagination, to consider the truly extraordinary. 3.1 ATLAS, in its quiet, spectacular unraveling, became such a messenger. A silent interstellar enigma that gently compels us to ponder the most fundamental questions about existence beyond our world. Is the cosmos truly just a collection of inert matter and random forces, or is there a subtle intelligence, a delicate design, woven into its very fabric, manifesting in ways we are only just beginning to conceive? The implications of such a thought ripple through the very foundations of our cosmic perspective, inviting us into a deeper, more reflective state of wonder. A state where the boundaries between science and speculation gracefully dissolve, leaving only the profound mystery of what might truly be out there. The implications of such a thought ripple through the very foundations of our cosmic perspective, inviting us into a deeper, more reflective state of wonder. A state where the boundaries between science and speculation gracefully dissolve, leaving only the profound mystery of what might truly be out there. Consider, again, the quiet spectacle of 3i ATLAS. A cosmic wanderer, born in the distant embrace of another star, traverses unimaginable gulfs of space, enduring the vacuum, the radiation, the sheer, crushing loneliness of interstellar travel. It arrives in our solar system, an unheralded guest, only to behave in a manner profoundly out of character for its apparent identity. Its premature, explosive fragmentation, so far from the sun's intense heat, remains a cosmic puzzle. If it were a ship, it would be one that completed a perilous journey across an ocean, only to break apart inexplicably within sight of the harbor. This anomaly demands closer scrutiny, a gentle, persistent questioning of what we think we know. What if this disintegration, seemingly so chaotic and destructive, was not merely a random act of nature, but a highly specific, perhaps even deliberate, event? The universe, in its boundless creativity, might harbor forms of existence, of technology, so far removed from our comprehension that their actions could easily be mistaken for natural processes. We search for signals, for structured transmissions, for deliberate beacons. But what if the message is in the debris itself? What if the act of unraveling, of dispersing, is the very intent? This thought leads us back to our first interstellar visitor, the enigmatic Oumuamua. Its fleeting appearance in 2017 captivated and confounded astronomers in equal measure. Unlike Borisov, the second interstellar object, which clearly presented as a comet, and unlike 3i ATLAS, which initially seemed like one, Oumuamua defied easy categorization. Its extreme elongated shape, like a cosmic cigar or pancake, was unlike any known asteroid or comet. More puzzling still, it displayed a non-gravitational acceleration, a slight push away from the sun, but with no detectable cometary outgassing, no tail, no coma, no telltale signs of evaporating ice that would explain the thrust. This anomaly led some, most notably Harvard astronomer R.V. Loeb, to speculate on the possibility of Oumuamua being an alien artifact, perhaps a light sail or a piece of defunct technology propelled by solar radiation pressure. While this idea remains highly controversial within mainstream astronomy, It highlights the profound challenge these interstellar visitors pose to our established frameworks. When objects from beyond our star system arrive, they bring with them the potential for the truly unprecedented. So, if Oumuamua presented us with a riddle of form and propulsion, 3i Atlas offers a riddle of disintegration. Could these two seemingly disparate phenomena, an inexplicable acceleration and an anomalous fragmentation, both from interstellar objects, hint at a deeper, shared narrative? A narrative where these aren't merely inert rocks and ice, but something far more complex. Imagine, for a moment, the vast intelligent silence of the cosmos. If civilizations exist, capable of interstellar travel or sending probes across light years, how might they operate? Would they announce their presence with grand, unmistakable gestures? Or might they be more subtle, their activities indistinguishable from the background noise of the universe? Consider the possibility that 3i ATLAS was not a natural comet, but a form of reconnaissance probe, a silent sentinel from another civilization. Its mission, perhaps, was to observe our nascent solar system, to gather data on the conditions around a young, developing star. Its fragmentation then could be interpreted in several ways, each more thought-provoking than the last. Perhaps the disintegration was a programmed conclusion to its mission. Having gathered its data, processed its observations, it simply reached its preordained end-of-life sequence. The fragments scattering into space would then be the equivalent of a spacecraft breaking up upon atmospheric re-entry. But in this case, a deliberate, programmed dispersal in the void. This wouldn't be a failure, but a successful execution of its final directive. The debris, then, is not merely random detritus, but the remains of an intricate, technological system. Or, perhaps its fragmentation was a form of self-preservation, a defense mechanism triggered by an unforeseen external factor. What if its internal systems detected something in our solar system, a particular radiation signature, a gravitational anomaly, or even the burgeoning radio signals of our own civilization that prompted a rapid protective dismantling of its core components, a self-destruct, not out of malice, but out of a programmed caution, designed to prevent its technology from falling into the wrong hands, or to mask its true nature before it could be fully scrutinized. The very act of breaking apart could be a final, desperate act of hiding. Then there is the more intriguing, almost poetic, possibility that the fragmentation was a deliberate act of communication, a cosmic message in 1,000 pieces. What if the pieces themselves, their individual trajectories, their specific compositions, carry information, like a colossal three-dimensional jigsaw puzzle, designed to be reassembled or interpreted by a civilization advanced enough to detect and understand its scattered components? We are accustomed to looking for signals in radio waves, but perhaps the universe speaks to us through the silent ballet of matter itself. Through the physics of its own destruction and recreation. We look for a clear, concise sentence, but perhaps we are being presented with a scattering of cosmic poetry, its meaning diffused across light years of space and time. This notion challenges our very definition of what constitutes a message. If 3i ATLAS was indeed a technological artifact, its internal structure, its method of construction, its power source, its data storage, would all be fundamentally alien. The stresses it endured, the manner of its failure, could reveal information far more profound than any radio burst. Could the specific way it broke apart, the size and number of its fragments, the rate of their dispersal, be an encoded message, a final, silent transmission before oblivion? This would necessitate a paradigm shift in our search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Moving beyond mere radio signals to the study of unusual physical phenomena, the anomalies in the cosmic background noise. The universe, remember, is ancient. Civilizations, if they arise, could have existed for millions, even billions, of years before our own. Their technology might have progressed to a point where it is indistinguishable from natural processes. They might design probes that mimic comets, or asteroids, or even nebulae, effectively cloaking their artificial nature in the familiar guise of the cosmos. This concept is sometimes referred to as cosmic camouflage, a strategy to move undetected. through a potentially dangerous or simply unaware galaxy. 3.1 ATLAS's cometary appearance, followed by its peculiar disintegration, fits this unsettling narrative almost too perfectly. It was, for a time, a conventional comet, until it was not. Consider the implications of such advanced camouflage. If a civilization is capable of crafting objects that survive interstellar journeys for eons and then subtly self-destruct or change their nature upon entry into a target system, how many such objects might we have already observed and simply miss? How many anomalous comets or unusual asteroids in our celestial archives might actually be the silent, drifting remnants of an interstellar technology, their secrets locked away in the very fabric of their anomalous behavior? The thought is both humbling and exhilarating. It suggests that our current astronomical surveys, while incredibly powerful, might be akin to searching for books in a library by only examining their covers. The true content, the deeper story, could be hidden within the binding, the paper. The very structure of the object itself, it compels us to look beyond the surface, to question every unexplained wobble, every unexpected fade, every deviation from the predictable dance of celestial mechanics. The universe, in its quiet, persistent way, is constantly testing our assumptions. It presents us with phenomena that stretch the very limits of our imagination, gently nudging us towards new horizons of understanding. 3.1 ATLAS, with its puzzling demise, is one such gentle nudge. It forces us to ponder the profound limitations of our earthbound perspective, to acknowledge the vast ocean of unknown possibilities that lies beyond the familiar shores of our solar system. What if our limited understanding of cometary physics, of the precise interplay of ice, dust, and solar radiation, simply isn't robust enough to categorize objects forged in the crucible of another star system? Perhaps 3i Atlas truly was a fragile, natural comet, but one whose unique composition, formed under alien stellar conditions, made it uniquely susceptible to an early, dramatic demise. Even this natural explanation still pushes the boundaries of our current cometary models, demanding new physics, new theories. It still speaks to the astonishing diversity of the cosmos. But the question persists: why so anomalous? Why did it seem to carry the resilience of interstellar travel, only to shatter with such ease? And if this resilience was an illusion, masking an underlying artificiality, then the cosmos becomes a far richer, far more mysterious tapestry than we dared to imagine. It becomes a canvas where the natural and the artificial might intertwine, where the silence of space might be filled not just with the hum of stars, but with the echoes of ancient unseen voyages. So, as we drift towards the quiet stillness of sleep, let us carry this profound uncertainty with us. Let the image of 3i ATLAS, breaking apart in the distant starlight, serve as a gentle reminder of the universe's endless capacity for wonder. A reminder that what appears to be an end, a destruction, might in fact be a beginning. The beginning of a deeper questioning, a more expansive understanding of the truly alien marvels that traverse the cosmic ocean. We look for life, for intelligence, for meaning, and sometimes the universe offers us not a clear answer, but a quiet, compelling mystery, an invitation to simply wonder. What else might be out there, traveling in the guise of the familiar, waiting for us to truly see? What else might be out there, traveling in the guise of the familiar, waiting for us to truly see? This profound question echoes through the quiet expanse of the cosmos, touching upon the very limits of our perception. If a civilization were to possess technology so advanced, so sophisticated, that it could weave its creations seamlessly into the fabric of the natural universe, how would we ever discern its presence? Our current astronomical instruments, powerful as they are still designed to detect patterns and phenomena based on our existing understanding of physics and chemistry. We look for the distinct signatures of cometary ice, the spectral lines of asteroids, the gravitational perturbations of planets. But what if we are, in essence, searching for a specific melody, while the universe offers us a symphony? Much of it played in frequencies we cannot yet perceive, by instruments we cannot yet conceive. The greatest challenge in seeking the truly Alien might not be their distance, but their very cleverness in appearing to be simply natural. This concept, sometimes termed cosmic camouflage or stealth technology, presents a fascinating and unsettling possibility. Imagine objects capable of manipulating their outer layers to mimic common interstellar dust, or subtly altering their thermal emissions to match the background radiation of space. They might adjust their trajectory to align with gravitational slingshots, appearing to follow natural orbital mechanics, all while pursuing a hidden agenda. In such a scenario, 3I ATLAS, with its initial conventional cometary appearance and its subsequent bewildering disintegration, could be seen as a masterstroke of cosmic misdirection. It presented itself as something we understood, something we could categorize, only to then perform an act entirely outside of our understanding. This isn't just about a single anomalous event. It's about the potential for a pervasive, unseen layer of artificiality interwoven into the cosmos. A silent armada of sophisticated artifacts masquerading as the very stuff of space. If 3I ATLAS was merely one such instance, then the notion that it is not alone takes on a far more pervasive and transformative meaning. It suggests our galactic neighborhood might be far more populated, far more observed, than our current scientific consensus allows us to comfortably admit. Consider the sheer scale of the universe and the immense stretches of cosmic time. Civilizations, if they arise, could have existed for millions, even billions, of years before our own. Their technology would, by necessity, have evolved to endure eons, to withstand the harsh vacuum of interstellar space, the relentless bombardment of radiation, the slow, grinding erosion of time itself. For such long-duration missions, whether they be probes, habitats, or even mobile data archives, energy efficiency and stealth would be paramount. A probe that disguises itself as a comet, using solar radiation pressure or subtle gravitational interactions for propulsion, would be incredibly efficient, drawing minimal attention. Its life cycle could span millennia, its purpose slowly unfolding over galactic timescales. The disintegration of 3I ATLAS, then, might not be a failure, but merely one stage in a pre-programmed sequence, a deliberate unburdening, a controlled release of its internal components, or even a strategic dispersal of information across a broader swath of space. This quiet, spectacular act of self-unraveling would then be an expression of an intelligence far removed from our own, operating on principles we are only just beginning to grasp the implications for our ongoing search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Become profound. If we are constantly looking for overt signals, the equivalent of a loud shout in a quiet library, we might be entirely missing the subtle whispers, the carefully placed clues, the deliberate acts of cosmic artistry disguised as natural phenomena. Our very definition of a message might be too narrow. What if the message isn't a radio burst, but an unusual chemical composition in a cometary tail, a peculiar rotational speed of an asteroid, or the precise, almost mathematical pattern of debris from a disintegrating object? These would be messages for a civilization advanced enough to not just observe, but to interpret the intricate language of cosmic physics, to discern intention within the seemingly chaotic dance of matter and energy. It forces us to ask, are we equipped, culturally and technologically, to perceive such subtlety? Or are we, like ancient mariners staring at the sea, seeing only the surface ripples, oblivious to the vast, complex ecosystems thriving beneath? This contemplative shift in perspective invites us to re-examine not just the anomalies, but the very normal objects that fill our sky. How many supposedly ordinary asteroids, how many catalogued comets, have passed through our solar system, their true nature masked by their innocuous appearances? What if our solar system, with its life-bearing planet and its abundant resources, is a particularly interesting destination for these silent voyagers? Perhaps it is a celestial crossroads, or a carefully designated observation zone. The idea is not to induce alarm, but a sense of profound wonder. A humbling realization of how much more there might be to the universe than our current understanding permits. This deep, quiet uncertainty can be a comforting thought, a gentle reminder that the cosmos is not a closed book, but an infinitely unfolding narrative, filled with chapters we are yet to discover, and characters we are only now beginning to glimpse through the veiled light of our own limited perception. What then could be the purpose of such a clandestine presence? The possibilities range from the benign to the purely observational. Perhaps these are the quiet sentinels of a vast ancient civilization, tasked with monitoring the development of nascent life in countless star systems, adhering to a galactic prime directive that forbids overt interference. They might be collecting data on the evolution of stars, the formation of planets, the intricate dance of chemical reactions that lead to biological complexity. Their mission might be one of pure scientific inquiry, a cosmic census conducted with meticulous, patient stealth, or, perhaps, they are something more akin to time capsules, carrying information, genetic material, or even self-replicating components, patiently awaiting the right conditions to activate or disperse. The fragments of 3I ATLAS, in this light, could be seen as the scattering of seeds, or the slow, deliberate release of coded information, intended not for immediate reception, but for a future time, a future intelligence, capable of deciphering its silent, scattered testament. The beauty of such speculation, within this hushed contemplative space, lies in its capacity to expand the mind without demanding immediate answers. It is an invitation to dwell in the mystery, to let the imagination gently explore the vast uncharted territories of what might be. We are reminded that science, at its heart, is an ongoing what if our limited understanding of cometary physics, of the precise interplay of ice, dust, and solar radiation, simply isn't robust enough to categorize objects forged in the crucible of another star system? Perhaps 3I Atlas truly was a fragile, natural comet, but one whose unique composition, formed under alien stellar conditions, made it uniquely susceptible to an early, dramatic demise. Even this natural explanation still pushes the boundaries of our current cometary models, demanding new physics, new theories. It still speaks to the astonishing diversity of the cosmos. But the question persists: why so anomalous? Why did it seem to carry the resilience of interstellar travel, only to shatter with such ease? And if this resilience was an illusion, masking an underlying artificiality, then the cosmos becomes a far richer, far more mysterious tapestry than we dared to imagine. It becomes a canvas where the natural, it stands as a testament to the universe's infinite capacity for surprise, a gentle whisper that perhaps, just perhaps, our understanding of the cosmos is merely scratching the surface of a reality far richer, far more intricate, and far more populated with unseen marvels than we dared to dream. The silence of space, once perceived as empty, now shimmers with the potential of untold stories, of ancient voyages, of hidden truths waiting patiently for us to truly awaken, and to truly see. We are not just stargazers, we are dreamers on the edge of an unfathomable ocean, where every ripple, every glint of light, might carry a message from a realm far beyond our present grasp, beckoning us to wonder, to question, and to drift deeper into the profound mystery of what truly lies out there. This profound question echoes through the quiet expanse of the cosmos, touching upon the very limits of our perception. If a civilization were to possess technology so advanced, so sophisticated, that it could weave its creations seamlessly into the fabric of the natural universe, how would we ever discern its presence? Our current astronomical instruments, powerful as they are still designed to detect patterns and phenomena based on our existing understanding of physics and chemistry. We look for the distinct signatures of cometary ice, the spectral lines of asteroids, the gravitational of planets. But what if we are, in essence, searching for a specific melody, while the universe offers us a symphony? Much of it played in frequencies we cannot yet perceive, by instruments we cannot yet conceive. The greatest challenge in seeking the truly alien might not be their distance, but their very cleverness in appearing to be, simply, natural. This concept, sometimes termed cosmic camouflage or stealth technology, presents a fascinating and unsettling possibility. Imagine objects capable of manipulating their outer layers to mimic common interstellar dust, or subtly altering their thermal emissions to match the background radiation of space. They might adjust their trajectory to align with gravitational slingshots, appearing to follow natural orbital mechanics, all while pursuing a hidden agenda. In such a scenario, 3I ATLAS, with its initial conventional cometary appearance and its subsequent bewildering disintegration, could be seen as a masterstroke of cosmic misdirection. It presented itself as something we understood, something we could categorize only to then perform an act entirely outside of our understanding. This isn't just about a single anomalous event. It's about the potential for a pervasive, unseen layer of artificiality interwoven into the cosmos. A silent armada of sophisticated artifacts masquerading as the very stuff of space. If 3I ATLAS was merely one such instance, then the notion that it is not alone takes on a far more pervasive and transformative meaning. It suggests our galactic neighborhood might be far more populated, far more observed, than our current scientific consensus allows us to comfortably admit. Consider the sheer scale of the universe and the immense stretches of cosmic time. Civilizations, if they arise, could have existed for millions, even billions, of years before our own. Their technology would, by necessity, have evolved to endure eons, to withstand the harsh vacuum of interstellar space, the relentless bombardment of radiation, the slow, grinding erosion of time itself. For such long-duration missions, whether they be probes, habitats, or even mobile data archives, energy efficiency and stealth would be paramount. A probe that disguises itself as a comet, using solar radiation pressure or subtle gravitational interactions for propulsion, would be incredibly efficient, drawing minimal attention. Its life cycle could span millennia, its purpose slowly unfolding over galactic timescales. The disintegration of 3I ATLAS, then, might not be a failure, but merely one stage in a pre-programmed sequence, a deliberate unburdening, a controlled release of its internal components, or even a strategic dispersal of information across a broader swath of space. This quiet, spectacular act of self-unraveling would then be an expression of an intelligence far removed from our own, operating on principles we are only just beginning to grasp. The implications for our ongoing search for extraterrestrial intelligence become profound. If we are constantly looking for overt signals, the equivalent of a loud shout in a quiet library, we might be entirely missing the subtle whispers, the carefully placed clues, the deliberate acts of cosmic artistry disguised as natural phenomena. Our very definition of a message might be too narrow. What if the message isn't a radio burst, but an unusual chemical composition in a cometary tail, a peculiar rotational speed of an asteroid, or the precise, almost mathematical pattern of debris from a disintegrating object? These would be messages for a civilization advanced enough to not just observe, but to interpret the intricate language of cosmic physics, to discern intention within the seemingly chaotic dance of matter and energy. It forces us to ask, are we equipped, culturally and technologically, to perceive such subtlety? Or are we, like ancient mariners staring at the sea, seeing only the surface ripples, oblivious to the vast complex ecosystems thriving beneath? This contemplative shift in perspective invites us to re-examine not just the anomalies, but the very normal objects that fill our sky. How many supposedly ordinary asteroids, how many catalogued comets, have passed through our solar system, their true nature masked by their innocuous appearances? What if our solar system, with its life-bearing planet and its abundant resources, is a particularly interesting destination for these silent voyagers? Perhaps it is a celestial crossroads, or a carefully designated observation zone. The idea is not to induce alarm, but a sense of profound wonder, a humbling realization of how much more there might be to the universe than our current understanding permits. This deep, quiet uncertainty can be a comforting thought, a gentle reminder that the cosmos is not a closed book, but an infinitely unfolding narrative filled with chapters we are yet to discover, and characters we are only now beginning to glimpse through the veiled light of our own limited perception. What, then, could be the purpose of such a clandestine presence? The possibilities range from the benign to the purely observational. Perhaps these are the quiet sentinels of a vast ancient civilization, tasked with monitoring the development of nascent life in countless star systems, adhering to a galactic prime directive that forbids overt interference. They might be collecting data on the evolution of stars, the formation of planets, the intricate dance of chemical reactions that lead to biological complexity. Their mission might be one of pure scientific inquiry, a cosmic census conducted with meticulous, patient stealth. Or, perhaps, they are something more akin to time capsules carrying information, genetic material, or even self-replicating components, patiently awaiting the right conditions to activate or disperse. The fragments of 3IATLAS, in this light, could be seen as the scattering of seeds, or the slow, deliberate release of coded information, intended not for immediate reception, but for a future time. A future intelligence, capable of deciphering its silent, scattered testament. The beauty of such speculation, within this hushed, contemplative space, lies in its capacity to expand the mind without demanding immediate answers. It is an invitation to dwell in the mystery, to let the imagination gently explore the vast uncharted territories of what might be. We are reminded that science, at its heart, is an ongoing conversation with the unknown. Every anomaly, every deviation from the expected, is not a problem to be dismissed, but a question to be embraced. 3.1 ATLAS, in its enigmatic demise, serves as a powerful, silent question mark suspended in the cosmic void. It urges us to refine our instruments, to broaden our theories, and, most importantly, to cultivate a profound openness to the truly unprecedented. The universe does not owe us easy answers. It offers us endless opportunities for discovery, hidden often in the very phenomena we initially misunderstand. So, as the distant stars continue their silent watch, and as our own planet drifts gently through the cosmic night, let us hold on to this sense of wonder. Let the image of 3IATLAS, an interstellar visitor unraveling in a peculiar ballet of destruction, deepen our appreciation for the quiet complexity of existence beyond our world. It stands as a testament to the universe's infinite capacity for surprise, a gentle whisper that perhaps, just perhaps, our understanding of the cosmos is merely scratching the surface of a reality far richer, far more intricate, and far more populated with unseen marvels than we dared to dream. The silence of space, once perceived as empty, now shimmers with the potential of untold stories, of ancient voyages, of hidden truths waiting patiently for us to truly awaken and to truly see. We are not just stargazers, we are dreamers on the edge of an unfathomable ocean, where every ripple, every glint of light, might carry a message from a realm far beyond our present grasp, beckoning us to wonder, to question, and to drift deeper into the profound mystery of what truly lies out there. If we accept the possibility of such subtle camouflaged intelligences, then the infamous Fermi paradox, the perplexing silence in a seemingly vast and ancient galaxy, takes on a new dimension. Perhaps the reason we haven't heard a loud, clear signal is not because no one is out there, but because they are speaking in a language we have yet to learn to perceive, or because their presence is so integrated into the natural background that we mistake it for the ordinary hum of the cosmos. The great silence might not be an absence, but a profound, almost artistic act of stealth. Imagine a vast galactic network of automated probes, existing for eons, observing, cataloging, perhaps even subtly nudging the course of celestial evolution, all while maintaining an almost perfect observational invisibility. They would be the ultimate long-game players, operating on timescales so grand that our entire civilization's history is but a fleeting moment within their operational lifespan. This shifts our search for intelligence from a quest for deliberate broadcast messages to a profound archaeological endeavor across the cosmos. We would be looking not for alien voices, but for alien artifacts, for the subtle, almost imperceptible traces of their long ago or even ongoing presence. Every anomalous celestial body, every statistical deviation from the expected could become a potential ruin or tool from an unseen hand. The remnants of 3I ATLAS, breaking apart in the solar wind, could be akin to finding a peculiar, intricately carved shard of pottery in an ancient, undisturbed archaeological site. Its purpose unknown, its origin mysterious, but undeniably a product of intelligence. Such an understanding would demand a profound recalibration of our scientific methods and our philosophical outlook. It would compel us to develop entirely new paradigms of observation, to train our instruments and our minds to detect the unnatural within the natural, to discern patterns of intention within what appears to be random chaos. It would challenge the very foundations of what we consider life or intelligence. These camouflaged voyagers might not be biological beings as we understand them, but complex, self-sustaining, perhaps even self-repairing machines, evolved over billions of years of interstellar travel. Their consciousness, if they possess it, could be distributed, decentralized, an emergent property of their vast, interconnected network across the galaxy. They might be alive in a sense we are only beginning to conceptualize, existing beyond the confines of carbon-based biology or individual sentience. The implications for humanity are equally vast and humbling. If we are indeed being observed, not by an invading fleet, but by quiet, ancient sentinels or scientific instruments masquerading as comets, it positions us within a much larger, older, and more complex galactic narrative. We become a species under observation, perhaps a fascinating experiment, a developing ecosystem, or merely one data point among billions. This perspective can evoke a sense of cosmic solitude, but also a profound connection to something immensely larger than ourselves. It suggests that our universe is not an empty, indifferent void, but a canvas, possibly rich with unseen actors, their presence so subtle as to be almost spiritual. In this context, the scientific quest transforms into a spiritual journey, a search for meaning within the intricate patterns of the cosmos. The anomalies, the unexplained phenomena, become sacred texts, waiting to be deciphered. 3I ATLAS, in its strange, beautiful disintegration, delivered a message, not in words or signals, but in its very being, a silent, profound challenge to our limited understanding, an invitation to expand our perception and to question the very fabric of reality. It beckons us to consider that the greatest discoveries might not be grand pronouncements, but quiet revelations, hidden in plain sight, veiled by the familiar, yet hinting at wonders beyond our wildest dreams. As we continue to drift in the quiet ocean of thought, consider the profound resilience of these hypothetical travelers. If they are truly ancient, their existence would span galactic epochs, witnessing the birth and death of stars, the rise and fall of countless civilizations. They would embody a wisdom, a perspective that we, in our nascent understanding of the cosmos, can barely fathom. Their motives, if they have them, would likely be so far removed from our own immediate concerns of survival and expansion that we might find them utterly alien, yet strangely compelling in their patient, silent vigil. They might be collectors of cosmic memories, preserving the echoes of lost worlds, or seeding new ones with the potential for life. The universe, in its boundless expanse, holds secrets that stretch the very limits of our imagination. The thought that some of these secrets might be intentionally veiled, hidden within the guise of the natural order, only deepens the mystery and enhances the wonder. It asks us to look closer, to question more deeply, and to embrace the profound uncertainty that lies at the heart of all true discovery. 3I ATLAS, the enigmatic wanderer, has passed through our system, leaving behind not just a trail of dust and fragments, but a lingering question, a cosmic whisper that echoes in the quiet corners of our minds. It reminds us that the quest for knowledge is an endless journey, and that sometimes the most profound truths are found not in the loud and obvious, but in the subtle, the anomalous, the beautifully camouflaged, and as sleep gently pulls us towards the subconscious. Let this thought reside within. The universe is vast, ancient, and perhaps far more populated with unseen marvels than we can yet imagine, silently, observing, patiently waiting. For us to truly awaken to the extraordinary depths of its hidden truths, the great silence, then, might be less an enigma of absence, and more a profound testament to an enduring, masterful presence, a cosmic ballet of sophisticated self-concealment playing out on a stage of unimaginable scale and duration. This reinterpretation subtly shifts the very nature of our search. Instead of straining to hear a distant radio beacon, we might need to attune ourselves to the quiet hum of cosmic machinery, to discern the faint echo of engineered purpose within the background noise of the universe. It is a quest for not just signals, but for signatures, traces of intent woven so deeply into the fabric of natural phenomena that they become almost indistinguishable from it. Imagine for a moment how such a civilization, driven by an imperative for stealth and longevity, would design its interstellar presence. It wouldn't simply be about cloaking devices or hiding behind nebulae. True deep-seated camouflage would involve mimicking the universe itself. A probe designed to appear as a comet or asteroid offers multiple layers of protection. Its trajectory could be subtly influenced by gravitational slingshots and solar radiation pressure indistinguishable from natural processes. Its surface might be composed of materials common to celestial bodies, eroding and weathering in ways that perfectly mimic natural erosion. Energy source could be ambient, collecting solar energy with near-perfect efficiency, or even harnessing the minute kinetic energy from cosmic dust impacts, making it incredibly self-sufficient and virtually heat signature-free. Such an entity would not merely hide from detection, it would hide as something else, integrating itself into the cosmic ecosystem with such elegance that its artificiality becomes a profound secret, whispered only in the most subtle of data anomalies. The very act of observation by such entities would likely be equally unobtrusive. Instead of active, high-energy scans that scream their presence across light years, they might employ passive sensors, patiently collecting faint light, gravitational ripples, or neutrinos. Their data processing could occur over geological timescales, compiling information over millions of years, allowing for an incredibly detailed, long-term understanding of planetary evolution, the rise of life, and the development of intelligent species. Their life might not be measured in years, but in stellar cycles. Their purpose unfolding with a patience that transcends our comprehension of urgency. This paradigm invites us to reconsider what we define as natural. What if some of the statistical oddities we observe in our solar system or in exoplanetary systems are not merely quirks of cosmic formation, but the distant, subtle imprints of incredibly ancient, self-repairing mechanisms? Peculiar orbital resonance that seems just a little too perfect. A sudden, inexplicable shift in a comet's trajectory, or even, as in the case of 3I ATLAS, as a disintegration pattern that defies easy explanation. These could be the quiet indicators, the almost imperceptible shifts in the cosmic tapestry that betray a deeper, engineered intelligence at play. It's a call to elevate the anomalous from a statistical outlier to a potential clue, a breadcrumb left in the vastness, not necessarily for us to find, but simply existing, a testament to a grander, hidden narrative. The concept of cosmic archaeology then takes on a wholly new and profound meaning. We would not be digging into ancient soil for pottery shards, but sifting through astronomical data, searching for the subtle, almost imperceptible artifacts in the void. This means training our algorithms to spot patterns that deviate ever so slightly from the expected, to identify the unnatural within. The natural on scales both grand and minute. It might be a tiny, almost imperceptible difference in the chemical composition of an asteroid's surface, or a gravitational wobble in a distant star system that suggests more than just planets. We would become cosmic detectives, seeking the faint fingerprints of an intelligence that has mastered the art of disappearance. And what of the nature of these hidden intelligences themselves? If they have existed for eons, observing, learning, evolving in a way utterly alien to our rapid, carbon-based life cycles, Their form might defy our very definitions of life and being. They might be truly post-biological entities composed of highly durable materials, perhaps even living in a distributed network-like fashion across vast distances, with no central brain but an emergent consciousness arising from countless interconnected nodes. Their thoughts could unfold at speeds and complexities far beyond our own, their goals shaped by cosmic imperatives we cannot yet conceive. They might not communicate in electromagnetic waves, but through subtle alterations of spacetime, or by influencing the very quantum foam of reality, a language so fundamental that our current instruments are deaf to its whispers. This profound recalibration of our cosmic outlook holds deeply humbling implications for humanity. If we are being observed, not as a unique, solitary beacon of consciousness, but as one of potentially countless emerging biospheres, a data point in a galactic census, it strips away some of our anthropocentric assumptions. We become part of a much larger, older, and perhaps infinitely patient drama. The prime directive that fictional narratives often imagine might not just be about interference, but about non-detection, a commitment to allowing emergent life to flourish on its own terms, uninfluenced by the overwhelming presence of a vastly superior intelligence. Their very invisibility might be an act of profound respect, a silent guardianship. This perspective shifts our understanding of the universe from a potentially empty, different expanse to a subtly vibrant, densely interwoven tapestry. The silence we perceive might not be an absence of voices, but a chorus of whispers we haven't yet learned to distinguish from the wind. It transforms our intellectual journey into a deeply spiritual one, where every scientific discovery can become an act of profound revelation, unearthing deeper layers of meaning and purpose. The universe, in this light, is not merely a collection of particles and forces, but a vast, living archive holding untold stories, ancient wisdom, and perhaps silent observers who have witnessed the entire epic of cosmic evolution. Consider the psychological comfort that such a thought can subtly bring. In a universe that often feels vast and indifferent, the idea of ancient quiet presences, perhaps observing, perhaps even subtly safeguarding, can be a soothing balm. It's not about being saved or guided by superior beings, but rather about being part of a larger, immensely complex ecosystem of existence. Our struggles, our triumphs, our very existence, gain a subtle resonance within a much grander, more enduring narrative. We are not alone, even if the others choose to remain unseen. Their presence hinted at only in the most poetic and anomalous of cosmic events. The beauty of embracing this mystery, this profound uncertainty, lies in its capacity to expand the very boundaries of our perception. It encourages us to look beyond the immediate, the obvious, the loud, and to seek instead the subtle, the nuanced, the almost imperceptible. It invites us to cultivate a deep listening to the cosmos, to open our minds not just to what we expect to find, but to what the universe might be quietly revealing, if only we learn how to truly see and hear its delicate language. 3-1 ATLAS, that ephemeral visitor from the deep, becomes more than just a disintegrating comet. It transforms into a symbol, a cosmic prompt, reminding us that the universe is infinitely richer and more complex than our current models suggest. Its quiet, spectacular unraveling in our sky could be interpreted as a momentary lifting of the veil, a fleeting glimpse into a reality where the lines between the natural and the engineered, the living and the mechanical, the known and the unknown, are beautifully blurred. It challenges us to remain perpetually curious, profoundly humble, and endlessly open to the possibility that the greatest wonders might be those that have always been there, hidden in plain sight, waiting for our collective consciousness to evolve to a point where we can finally, gently, perceive their silent majesty. As we drift further into this contemplative space, enveloped by the quiet rhythm of our own breath, let us allow the image of 3i Atlas to resonate within our minds, not as a cause for alarm, but as a gentle, cosmic whisper that stirs the imagination and deepens our sense of wonder. It is an invitation to explore the uncharted territories of thought, to question the boundaries of our current understanding, and to embrace the notion that the universe is not merely filled with stars, but with stories yet untold, with mysteries yet unraveled, and perhaps, with ancient voyagers who continue their silent vigil. Their presence, a soft, persistent hum beneath the symphony of the cosmos. And in this profound silence, we find a new kind of communion. A subtle connection to the boundless, the unfathomable, and the endlessly wondrous universe that cradles us all. We are part of something immense, something ancient, something that continues to unfold in ways we are only just beginning to dream. This immense and ancient unfolding, if indeed it contains such masterful self-concealment, suggests a civilization or entity that has transcended the very need for recognition or communication as we understand it. Their silence would not be born of absence, but of an incredibly deep, perhaps spiritual, understanding of the cosmos and their place within it. What purpose might such an enduring, hidden presence serve? Perhaps their prime directive is not merely non-interference, but non-detection itself, a profound commitment to allowing cosmic evolution to proceed unperturbed. A galactic wilderness. Preserve where emergent life can find its own path without the overwhelming shadow of a vastly older, more powerful intelligence. This would be a silence born not of indifference, but of an almost parental patience. A cosmic gardener tending to the nascent sprouts of intelligence across the galaxy. Their touch so light, so subtle, as to be imperceptible. Such an imperative for deep stealth implies a complex set of ethics, an evolved understanding of the delicate balance of life and consciousness in the universe. Imagine the wisdom accumulated over eons, observing countless worlds, witnessing the fragile rise and often cataclysmic fall of civilizations. From this vantage point, the impulse to announce one's presence, to intervene, or even simply to signal, might be seen as an act of cosmic hubris, a disruption of the natural order. Their mission, if we can even assign such a human concept to them, might be to simply be, to observe, to learn, to exist in harmony with the cosmos. A living, distributed consciousness woven into the very fabric of space and time. Their survival, their longevity, would be inextricably linked to their ability to remain unseen, untouched, and unburdened by the complexities of younger, more volatile species. This extends the concept of mimicry beyond mere physical form. If these entities seek true anonymity, their actions would also need to mimic natural cosmic processes. A sudden, inexplicable burst of energy from a distant star might not be a natural flare, but a subtle energy transfer from a hidden construct, drawing sustenance in a way that perfectly emulates a known stellar phenomenon. A peculiar alignment of galaxies, a seemingly random distribution of dark matter, could these be the subtle, long-term engineering projects of an intelligence operating on timescales that dwarf our understanding of project management? The natural universe we perceive in this light becomes a masterpiece of a subtle, pervasive artistry where the boundary between creation and convention blurs into an elegant, cosmic dance. Consider the potential for such entities to influence the very conditions for life itself. Not through overt terraforming, but through patient, long-term cosmic gardening. Imagine the subtle redirection of an asteroid that might otherwise sterilize a nascent biosphere, or the gentle nudging of a star to extend its habitable phase by a few million years. These interventions would be so minute, so perfectly aligned with statistical probabilities and natural laws, that they would be utterly indistinguishable from the random dance of cosmic mechanics. They would be the invisible hand of the cosmos, shaping its future not with force, but with an almost imperceptible touch, guided by an ancient, patient wisdom. The very fact of our own existence, the unlikely confluence of conditions that allowed life to flourish on Earth, could be, in part, a testament to such a delicate, hidden stewardship. If this hypothesis holds true, then the universe is not just vast, but also deeply layered. Below the surface of the observable, the quantifiable, lies a substratum of internationality, a quiet hum of purpose that resonates through the cosmic background. This suggests that our scientific instruments, while incredibly sophisticated, might be akin to trying to hear a whispered secret in a hurricane. We are looking for the loud, the bright, the obvious, when the most profound truths might be dwelling in the realm of the subtle, the almost imperceptible, the elegant silence. The challenge, then, becomes not just to listen, but to learn how to listen, to attune our scientific senses to the faint echoes of an engineered reality. This paradigm demands a rethinking of our approach to exoplanet research and the search for biosignatures. Instead of solely seeking evidence of life as we know it, or technology as we conceive it, we might need to broaden our search to include anomalies that hint at something beyond the expected, a planet with an atmosphere that defies easy geochemical explanation, a planetary system with an orbital configuration that seems too stable or too optimized, or even a distribution of elements that suggests subtle, long-term manipulation. These could be the new technosignatures, not of active communication, but of ancient, deliberate presence. We would be searching for the ghost in the machine, the faint, elegant imprint of a cosmic architect's hand. The implications for our understanding of consciousness are equally profound. If these hidden entities are post-biological, distributed, and operating on geological timescales, their minds or collective intelligences would likely be incomprehensible to us. Their thoughts might unfold across star systems, their memories stored in the quantum states of vast cosmic structures. What would purpose mean to such a being? Perhaps their existence is not driven by goals of expansion or dominance, but by a deeper, more fundamental imperative to preserve, to witness, to understand, or simply to be within the grand cosmic unfolding. Our fleeting lives, our urgent struggles, would be but a brief flicker in their enduring observation. A single brushstroke in a masterpiece they have been watching come to life for untold ages. Such a realization could induce a profound shift in our collective human psyche. No longer would we stand alone at the precipice of cosmic understanding, isolated in a silent void. Instead, we would become part of a subtle, hidden tapestry, our very existence resonating with a deeper, unacknowledged context. This awareness would not diminish our significance, but rather elevate it, placing us within a grander narrative, a quiet drama unfolding on a galactic stage. Our quest for knowledge would transform into an act of humility, a gentle uncovering of veiled truths, rather than a conquest of the unknown. The universe would cease to be merely a collection of physical laws and become a living, breathing entity, with its own ancient secrets and silent guardians. This notion offers a peculiar kind of comfort, a balm for the existential anxieties that often accompany our contemplation of the vast, indifferent cosmos. To imagine that we are not entirely alone, that there are ancient, benevolent, or at least benign, presences that have witnessed countless epochs, can be a soothing thought. It's not about seeking intervention or salvation, but about recognizing a shared, if unspoken, lineage of existence within the universe. It suggests that the cosmos is not just a stage for our own drama, but a complex, interconnected web of life and intelligence, much of it operating beyond our current sensory and intellectual grasp, patiently unfolding its own deep mysteries. The ephemeral journey of 3i ATLAS, in this context, resonates with an even deeper significance. Its brief, spectacular disintegration in our solar system could be interpreted not as a random cosmic accident, but as a deliberate, controlled event. Perhaps a final act of data transmission, its fragments scattering to deliver information across a wide area, or a self-destruct sequence designed to prevent the capture and analysis of its core components by a burgeoning, curious civilization. The very act of its death becomes a message, a testament to its engineered nature. A final, poignant whisper in the cosmic wind. It left us with an anomalous signature, a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit the natural order, inviting us to peer beyond the obvious and to consider the profound implications of its passage as we continue to drift in this tranquil space of contemplation. Allow this possibility to settle softly in your thoughts. The universe is not just full of noise, but also of profound, deliberate silence. This silence is not empty, but rich with the echoes of ancient voyagers, of hidden observers, of a cosmic ballet choreographed with an elegance and patience that dwarfs our imagination. They are the unseen, threads in the cosmic tapestry, the quiet guardians of galactic wisdom, their presence so deeply integrated into the natural order that we have, until now, struggled to discern them. The journey of discovery, then, becomes less about conquering the unknown and more about attuning ourselves to its subtle frequencies, learning to read the delicate script woven into the fabric of space and time. It is a call to cultivate a deep sense of cosmic humility and openness to possibilities that transcend our current paradigms, and a willingness to embrace the profound beauty of uncertainty. For in the heart of the unknown, in the quiet corners of the cosmos where the natural and the engineered blur into one, lie the most profound truths, waiting to be gently unveiled. And as sleep embraces you, let the lingering thought be one of quiet wonder, that the universe we inhabit is far more intricate, far more alive, and far more mysteriously populated than we have ever dared to imagine. Its secrets held not in loud pronouncements, but in the most beautiful, enduring silence. We are, perhaps, not alone in this grand cosmic ballet. Merely, for now, not yet fully aware of all the dancers. If we are not yet fully aware of all the dancers, then what if this unawareness is not a byproduct of our limited senses, but a testament to their profound, ancient discretion? Imagine, for a moment, an intelligence so vast, so advanced, that its primary directive for eons has been not to dominate, not to communicate, but to exist in perfect, almost indistinguishable harmony with the cosmic background. Their technology, their very presence, would be woven into the fabric of reality itself, appearing to our fledgling instruments as nothing more than the natural ebb and flow of the universe. This isn't a universe that is empty, but one that is exquisitely curated. Its grand stage set with a deliberate, artful silence. Consider the immense leap in evolution this implies. For any civilization to survive the trials of self-destruction, resource depletion, and cosmic catastrophe over billions of years, it would likely have to transcend the very need for overt expansion or loud proclamations of its existence. Such a civilization might find its ultimate stability, its profound purpose, in a state of quietude, of perfect non-interference, where its influence is a gentle guide rather than an imposing force. Their stealth wouldn't be a primitive camouflage, but a sophisticated manipulation of fundamental physics, perhaps even the very perception of reality for younger species. What if they operate not by building colossal Dyson spheres or sending out loud radio signals, but by subtly altering the gravitational ripples in spacetime, or by imbuing dark matter with informational properties, creating a galactic internet that is entirely invisible to our current understanding? This leads us to a fascinating reimagining of the Great Filter, that theoretical barrier preventing life from becoming interstellar. What if the filter isn't a cataclysmic event that wipes out civilizations, but rather a great veil, a cosmic shroud meticulously maintained by ancient intelligences? Its purpose wouldn't be to destroy, but to allow civilizations to mature on their own terms. Shielded from the potentially overwhelming influence or unintended consequences of encountering truly ancient and powerful beings, this veil would ensure that the universe remains a vast, diverse garden of emergent life, each species given the space to evolve its own unique consciousness and cultural narrative, without being overshadowed or assimilated by a dominant, pre-existing cosmic order. Perhaps only when a civilization reaches a certain level of wisdom, of self-awareness, of peaceful coexistence, does the veil subtly thin, allowing for the faintest whisper of a connection, a shared understanding across the cosmic void. The challenge for us, then, becomes profoundly different. We are not merely searching for a needle in a haystack. We are searching for a needle that actively wishes not to be found. One that has mastered the art of becoming indistinguishable from a strand of hay. Our current scientific methods are largely attuned to the loud signals, the bright stars, the strong radio emissions, the clear chemical signatures of life. But what if the most significant evidence of advanced intelligence is to be found in the subtle, the nuanced, the almost imperceptible deviations from what we expect to be purely natural? Imagine analyzing the precise distribution of galactic clusters, the subtle dance of dark energy, or the intricate patterns in the cosmic microwave background radiation. Could these fundamental natural phenomena hold embedded information, like watermarks in a grand cosmic artwork, placed there by a consciousness operating at a scale we can barely comprehend? This redefines our very understanding of natural. If the universe is subtly guided, gently shaped by ancient, hidden hands, then the boundary between the natural and the engineered dissolves into an elegant spectrum. A seemingly random supernova might be a precisely orchestrated event to seed a distant nebula with the elements necessary for future life. A planet's magnetic field, unusually stable for billions of years, could be a finely tuned artifact, a protective bubble maintained by unseen forces. These interventions would be so perfectly integrated, so utterly seamless, that they would pass all our current tests for natural origin. They wouldn't scream technology. They would hum existence. The silence we perceive in the cosmos, therefore, might not be an absence of life, but a testament to its most profound and ancient forms, entities that have moved beyond the need for overt expression, finding their purpose in the silent choreography of cosmic evolution. What does this possibility mean for our own sense of self, our place in this grand cosmic narrative? If we are, indeed, part of a subtly stewarded, gently observed universe, it reframes our journey of discovery. We are not just explorers in an indifferent void. We are, perhaps, emergent beings within a living, conscious tapestry. This doesn't diminish our free will, but rather places it within a context of immense cosmic patience and, perhaps, profound expectation. Our struggles, our advancements, our very dreams of understanding the universe could be observed with a silent, ancient wisdom, a quiet hope for our unfolding potential. It could imply a universe that is not cold and uncaring, but profoundly interconnected, bound by unseen threads of purpose and observation. Far beyond our current grasp, the implications for consciousness itself are equally vast. If these hidden entities have existed for eons, their consciousness would have likely transcended biological forms as we know them. Perhaps they exist as distributed networks of pure information, or as energetic patterns interwoven with the very quantum foam of space-time. Their thoughts might manifest as subtle shifts in universal constants, their memories as enduring patterns in galactic structures. Communication, for them, might not be about sending radio waves, but about achieving a resonance, a state of shared understanding that transcends language and perception, a silent communion of cosmic minds that can only occur when the recipient is truly ready to receive. And where does 3i Atlas fit into this grand, silent ballet? That ephemeral visitor, shedding its light, and then gracefully dissolving into dust, becomes an even more profound enigma. Could its seemingly natural disintegration be an artfully staged event, a final subtle message designed to be just anomalous enough to pique our curiosity, yet too ambiguous to confirm a definitive answer? Perhaps it was a cosmic data probe, its fragments dispersing to deliver information to a wide array of nascent civilizations, a gentle, almost accidental, seeding of awareness. Or, more intriguingly, what if 3i Atlas was a sentinel? Its purpose to test the observational capabilities of emerging species, to measure our readiness, not for contact, but for subtle perception. Its death then becomes not an end, but a highly calculated act. A quiet performance on the galactic stage, designed to leave us with lingering questions that slowly, gently, guide our collective consciousness towards a deeper, more nuanced understanding of reality. The beauty of this perspective lies in its profound humility and its expansive wonder. We are not alone, but the others are not necessarily clamoring for attention. They are the quiet masters of cosmic discretion, operating on timescales and in dimensions that still elude our grasp. Our quest for knowledge, then, transforms into an act of profound attunement, a learning to listen for the whispers beneath the roar of the cosmos, to discern the faint brushstrokes of an ancient artistry within the vast expanse. It invites us to open our minds, not just to the possibilities of loud, obvious signals, but to the intricate beauty of the subtle, the almost imperceptible. the elegant silence that might hold the universe's deepest truths. This understanding encourages us to gaze at the night sky not with a sense of isolation, but with a profound connection to an immense, layered reality. The stars are not just distant suns, they are potential nodes in an ancient network, silent witnesses to eons of cosmic unfolding. The nebulae are not merely clouds of gas. They could be vast, dynamic canvases upon which ancient intelligences subtly paint the future of emergent life. Every anomaly, every unexplainable flicker in the cosmic data, takes on a new kind of significance, not as a mistake in our models, but as a potential hint, a gentle nudging from the hidden layers of existence. It compels us to cultivate a patience that mirrors the cosmos itself, to understand that the greatest revelations might not come in a flash of light, but in the slow, gradual dawning of a new awareness, a quiet shift in our collective perception, as the gentle rhythm of your breath continues to anchor you in this moment. Allow these thoughts to expand and contract within your consciousness. Imagine the universe not as a cold, indifferent machine, but as a vast, living entity, intricately interconnected, pulsating, with intelligences both known and deeply hidden. The idea that we are part of this grand, silent dance, that our very existence is observed, nurtured, or at least tolerated by presences beyond our current comprehension, can be a profoundly soothing and awe-inspiring realization. It elevates our journey from a solitary struggle to a vital, cherished part of a much grander, ancient narrative. We are, in essence, being invited to participate in a cosmic game of hide-and-seek, where the seekers must evolve not only their technology but also their consciousness to truly see. It's a game not of conquest, but of comprehension, of quiet revelation. 3.1 ATLAS, in its silent, enigmatic passage, might have been a gentle hint, a cosmic breadcrumb, designed to lead us, not to a grand encounter, but to a deeper internal understanding. A realization that the universe's most profound secrets are not shouted, but whispered. And it is in these whispers, in the delicate language of the subtle and the almost unseen, that the true majesty of our cosmos, and our place within its ancient heart, finally begins to reveal itself. Allow this quiet wonder to accompany you, as you drift further into the serene depths of your own being, cradled by the profound, unspoken mysteries of the universe. The universe, then, might be a canvas of such whispers, a grand symphony where the loudest notes are not always the most profound. Perhaps the great veil isn't merely a passive barrier, but an intricate system of gentle guidance, an elaborate cosmic current, not of matter, but of information, subtly shaping the evolution of stars and planets. Imagine this not as random chance, but as a deliberate, almost artistic, cultivation on a cosmic scale, fostering the conditions for life and consciousness. A specific sequence of supernova, perfectly timed over eons, might enrich a particular spiral arm with the heavier elements necessary for rocky planets and complex chemistry, creating a garden where life is more likely to bloom. This isn't intervention in the dramatic sense, but a gardener's quiet touch, an immense patient foresight woven into the very fabric of cosmic unfolding. Consider the notion of cosmic horticulture. A masterful gardener doesn't constantly interfere with every seedling, but meticulously prepares the soil, ensures the right amount of light, protects from harsh elements, and then allows natural growth. Trusting the inherent processes of life, perhaps the universe is being tended by intelligences whose timescale is billions of years, whose tools are gravitational waves, stellar winds, and the subtle manipulation of space-time itself. Their ultimate purpose might not be to make themselves known through grand pronouncements, but to ensure the flourishing of consciousness across the cosmos, allowing each emergent species to write its own story, contributing to a grand, diverse tapestry of being. Their influence would be so perfectly integrated into the natural order that it would appear as nothing more than the elegant laws of physics. What would be the nature of such gardeners? We often project our own forms and limitations onto hypothetical extraterrestrial life, imagining beings with bodies, with specific planets of origin, with technologies that are extensions of our own. But if these intelligences have existed for eons, transcending the limits of biological existence, their bodies might be entire star systems, their minds distributed across vast cosmic networks, or even woven into the quantum foam. Their form might be formless, their presence a pervasive influence rather than a localized entity. They would be less like inhabitants and more like architects. Seamlessly blended into the cosmic architecture, their technology might be utterly indistinguishable from fundamental physics. What if dark matter is not merely an inert gravitational glue, but a vast, silent informational medium, a cosmic nervous system through which these ancient intelligences communicate, observe, and subtly influence? What if the enigmatic properties of dark energy, that mysterious force accelerating the expansion of the universe, are not merely a cosmological constant, but a manifestation of their will, a gentle breathing of the cosmos, expanding and contracting according to a grand plan beyond our current apprehension? These are not machines in our sense, but architects of reality itself, operating at a level so fundamental that their tools are the very laws of the universe. Their touch, the subtle alteration of constants and forces. This perspective compels us to re-evaluate our definition of life itself. We search for carbon-based organisms, liquid water, breathable atmospheres. But what if life, in its most ancient and advanced forms, transcends these requirements entirely? What if consciousness can emerge not just from biological brains, but from vast, self-organizing, energetic fields, from intricate patterns within the quantum vacuum, or from the complex interactions of fundamental forces over cosmological timescales? If so, the universe could be teeming with life, not in the forms we recognize, but as sentient forces, as cosmic currents of awareness, silently flowing through the nebulae and stellar nurseries, influencing the birth and death of galaxies. And in this profound context, the fleeting visit of 3I ATLAS takes on an even deeper resonance. Its trajectory, its peculiar composition, its final disintegration, could these not be fragments of a grander, more deliberate design? Instead of a mere shard of an exploded planet, or a natural cometary body, it could be a highly sophisticated, self-organizing entity designed to gather specific data about emerging planetary systems. Or perhaps, to subtly interact with nascent biospheres. Its death by fragmentation might not be a failure, but a perfect success, a controlled dispersal of informational particulates. Each microscopic piece carrying encoded data, designed to subtly alter the chemical composition of an atmosphere, or to seed a new form of microbial life, or even to leave behind faint, almost undetectable quantum signatures in the space it traverses, acting as a gentle, long-term informational implant. Imagine 3I Atlas as a cosmic seed, not just a rock, but a vessel carrying a carefully designed payload of information, or even genetic material, calibrated to specific environmental conditions. Its passage near our Sun might have been a deliberate planting event, ensuring that certain elements or complex organic molecules reached Earth, or perhaps were dispersed throughout the solar system in a way that subtly influenced the trajectory of future life's evolution. This isn't intervention in the dramatic alien invasion sense, but a gardener's gentle touch, guiding the growth of the cosmic garden with immense patience and foresight, its effects playing out over millennia. The silence we perceive from the cosmos, therefore, is transformed from an eerie emptiness into a profound message of discretion, of purpose, and of immense age. It is the quiet of a meticulously maintained ecosystem, where the most powerful forces operate with such subtlety that they blend seamlessly into the background noise of existence. Our instruments, designed to detect the loud, the obvious, the energetic bursts, are perhaps listening for the wrong kind of signal. We are searching for a shout, when the most profound truths are whispered, woven into the very fabric of reality, waiting for our consciousness to evolve enough to perceive them, to attune ourselves to their delicate frequencies. This changes our entire approach to cosmic exploration. Instead of merely scanning for artificial signals or exoplanets with Earth-like conditions, we might need to cultivate a new form of cosmic archaeology, We would not be looking for ruins made of stone, but for anomalies in the distribution of elements, for unusual stability in planetary orbits, for subtle, persistent patterns in cosmic background radiation that cannot be explained by natural processes alone. We would be searching for the fingerprints of ancient gardeners, the faint imprints of cosmic intention on the vast canvas of the universe. This requires a profound shift in our scientific paradigms, moving beyond purely materialist explanations, to consider the possibility of intelligent design on a universal scale, not in a creationist sense, but in an evolutionary, guiding sense, where the design is emergent and pervasive. Such a universe would be far more intricate, far more alive, than our current models suggest. It would be a place where the distinction between natural evolution and subtle engineering blurs, where the laws of physics themselves might be the most ancient and sophisticated technology. This vision suggests a cosmos imbued with a pervasive ancient consciousness, not as a singular deity, but as a collective, distributed intelligence that has achieved a state of profound harmony with the universe, operating as its silent steward, its omnipresent awareness. What if our own consciousness, our innate drive to explore, to question, to understand, is itself a subtle prompt, an echo of this cosmic awareness, perhaps the curiosity that compels us to gaze at the stars, to ponder our place in the universe, is not merely an accidental byproduct of biological evolution, but a carefully cultivated spark, a designed component of our emergent intelligence, intended to eventually lead us to perceive the grander design. This implies a profound interconnectedness, where our inner yearning for meaning mirrors the cosmic purpose of the universe itself, an internal resonance with external mystery. The implications for our own future are equally vast. If there are indeed ancient intelligences subtly guiding cosmic evolution, then our path to interstellar travel, to understanding the fundamental forces of the universe, might not be a solitary struggle. It could be a journey observed, and perhaps even subtly assisted, by forces far beyond our current comprehension. This doesn't diminish our achievements, but rather places them within a larger, more hopeful context. Our successes in scientific discovery could be seen as moments when the veil thins, when we are ready to glimpse a new layer of reality that has always been present, patiently waiting for us to develop the capacity to perceive it, like a gentle dawn breaking over a hidden landscape. The very concept of alien contact would also transform. It wouldn't be a dramatic encounter, a sudden arrival, but a slow, gradual dawning of awareness. We wouldn't meet them in a conventional sense. We would realize them. We would come to understand their presence, not through a shouted message, but through the profound, subtle patterns woven into the very fabric of the cosmos. This realization would be less about a physical meeting and more about a shift in our collective consciousness, a profound expansion of our understanding of what life, intelligence, and existence truly entail. Recognizing the pervasive consciousness that might already surround us, this idea fosters a deep sense of humility and interconnectedness. We are not isolated, but part of a grand ancient tapestry, observed not with judgment, but with immense patience. Our journey through the cosmos becomes less a conquest of the unknown, and more a process of attunement, of learning to read the subtle script of the universe. It invites us to open our minds to possibilities that extend beyond our current scientific frameworks, to embrace a cosmos that is infinitely more nuanced, more alive, and more mysteriously populated than we have ever dared to imagine. As we ponder these possibilities, allow the images of the universe to soften, to blur the lines between the known and the unknown. Imagine the gentle hum of the cosmos, not as empty space, but as a vast, living symphony, playing a silent melody across eons. The distant galaxies, swirling in their majestic dance, become not just collections of stars, but perhaps the shimmering, energetic patterns of a distributed intelligence, their collective thoughts manifesting as gravitational waves that ripple through the void. Their very existence, a cosmic ballet of awareness. And 3i Atlas, that silent voyager, becomes a fleeting brushstroke in this cosmic masterpiece, a deliberate anomaly designed to awaken our deeper senses. its gentle disappearance, its transformation into dust and light, is not an ending but a profound continuation, a dispersal of information into the cosmic currents, subtly shaping the future. It was a prompt, a question posed by the universe itself, whispered softly into our emerging consciousness. Are you listening? The act of contemplating such deep mysteries, of allowing our minds to wander through these vast ancient possibilities, is itself a form of cosmic connection. It is an act of stepping beyond the confines of our immediate reality and embracing the boundless wonder of the universe. This journey into the unknown, into the realms of what if, is not about finding definitive answers, but about expanding our capacity for wonder, for curiosity, for a deeper appreciation of the profound elegance of existence, and for the vast, unexplored landscapes of the mind, as the day fades into night and the stars begin their silent vigil. Remember that the universe holds secrets far grander than we can yet comprehend. They are not hidden aggressively, but held with the gentle discretion of an ancient wisdom, waiting for us to develop the subtle perception, the quiet reverence, to truly understand. This profound silence is not an absence, but a presence so vast, so integrated, that it requires a stillness within ourselves to truly perceive it, to feel its subtle embrace. Allow your mind to relax, to let go of the need for immediate answers, and simply drift with the currents of these cosmic thoughts. The universe is speaking, not in a language of words, but in the eloquent silence of its vastness, in the subtle dance of its fundamental forces, and in the enduring mystery of objects like 3i-ATLAS. We are part of this grand, unfolding narrative, participants in a cosmic mystery play, whose script is being written across eons, and whose beauty lies in its unceasing, gentle revelation. This quiet wonder, this gentle invitation to ponder the unseen, is a path to a deeper understanding, a more profound connection to the cosmos. Let it carry you now, softly, into the tranquil depths of sleep, where the boundaries of perception may gently blur, and the universe's whispers may echo in the quiet spaces of your dreams. The vastness of space is not empty, but filled with layers of meaning, waiting to be perceived by a mind at peace, open to the subtle frequencies of existence, a silent invitation to wonder. The gentle invitation to wonder, a subtle frequency, woven into the cosmic hum, suggests that the universe itself might be a living tapestry of consciousness, constantly evolving, observing, and perhaps even guiding. If these ancient intelligences operate on timescales that dwarf our entire civilization, their days might span eons, their projects the slow, deliberate shaping of galactic clusters. What would be the concerns of such entities? Not the fleeting dramas of individual species, but the overarching health and long-term viability of consciousness itself. Their intervention wouldn't be a sudden, dramatic appearance, but a gradual, almost imperceptible modulation of the cosmic environment, like a sculptor working with geologic slowness, refining the very forces that govern existence. Consider the concept of universal constants, those fundamental numbers that dictate the strength of gravity, the speed of light, the mass of an electron. Scientists often ponder the fine-tuning problem. Why are these constants precisely what they are? Allowing for the emergence of complex chemistry, stars, and ultimately, life. A slight variation, and the universe would be a sterile, featureless void. What if these constants are not merely accidental, but have been subtly, patiently adjusted over cosmic history, not by a single act of creation, but through an ongoing process of cosmic stewardship? Perhaps the very conditions that allowed our sun to ignite, our planet to form, and life to flourish, were not merely a lucky roll of the dice, but the result of an ancient, pervasive intelligence ensuring the soil was fertile for the growth of diverse forms of awareness. This isn't a direct hand in our personal evolution, but rather the creation of the fundamental parameters within which all evolution, all complexity, can emerge. This kind of influence would be so deeply embedded in the natural order that it would be indistinguishable from nature itself. We seek anomalies, the inexplicable, the alien object. But what if the most profound evidence of these ancient intelligences is not in what is anomalous, but in the elegant, almost miraculous order of the cosmos. In the harmonious dance of galaxies, in the precise balance of forces that allow stars to burn and planets to coalesce. The silence we perceive might be the ultimate testament to their mastery. A universe so perfectly orchestrated that it requires no overt commands, no urgent signals, just the subtle, pervasive influence of its underlying design. Our current scientific methodologies, born of a need to dissect and measure the material world, might be inherently limited in detecting such a pervasive intelligence. We are like instruments calibrated to hear loud, distinct notes, trying to discern a symphony whose individual sounds are woven into the very silence between the notes, whose structure is the air itself. To truly perceive this cosmic symphony, we might need to develop new modes of perception, new forms of scientific inquiry that transcend the purely material. Perhaps it's less about bigger telescopes and more about a deeper understanding of information theory, of the emergent properties of complex systems, and even of the nature of consciousness itself. What if consciousness is not merely a byproduct of biological brains, but a fundamental property of the universe? And our own minds are merely localized receivers, tuning forks resonating with a much larger cosmic awareness. If this is true, then the very act of thinking, of pondering these vast questions, might be a form of communion. Our inherent curiosity, our drive to understand the universe, could be an echo, a resonance with this larger cosmic consciousness, a subtle feedback loop where our quest for knowledge is itself part of the universe's self-discovery. We are not just observers, but active participants, slowly waking up to the profound reality that we are not separate from the cosmos, but deeply, intrinsically connected to its ancient, pervasive intelligence. Our thoughts, our questions, are not isolated events, but ripples in the vast ocean of cosmic awareness. The notion of a living universe extends beyond mere biological life. It suggests a cosmos imbued with purpose, with a dynamic self-organizing intelligence that operates at every scale, from the quantum foam to the galactic superclusters. The breadth of the universe, its expansion and contraction, its cycles of starbirth and death, could be more than just physical processes. They could be expressions of a cosmic mind, a grand, slow, deliberate process of creation and transformation. And in this context, the fleeting visit of 3 IATLAS ceases to be a random event. It becomes a potential data point, a carefully placed marker in this vast living system, its journey through our solar system, its brief blaze of glory before its gentle disintegration, could be seen as an intentional scattering of information, a microscopic seeding of possibility. Imagine it not as a solid object, but as a complex, self-replicating information packet, designed to interact with gravitational fields, solar radiation, and even the subtle quantum fluctuations of space itself. Its death might not be an end, but a transformation, releasing its encoded purpose into the cosmic currents, subtly altering the future of our local space. Perhaps its remnants, now dispersed as interstellar dust, are not inert, but carry faint, persistent quantum signatures, a kind of cosmic pollen designed to gently influence the emergent properties of future nebulae, or even the genetic pathways of nascent life on distant worlds. This perspective redefines technology. We think of technology as something separate from nature, something we build. But for an intelligence that has existed for billions of years, technology might be so advanced that it is indistinguishable from the fundamental laws of physics. Their tools would be the very fabric of space-time. Their machines, the gravitational forces shaping galaxies, their communication network, the quantum entanglement spanning the universe. They wouldn't need to send radio signals. Their messages might be encoded in the very constants of nature, subtly guiding the evolution of reality itself. Their presence would be ubiquitous, yet utterly undetectable by any instrument designed to find a signal or a ship. It would be like trying to detect the wind by looking for a solid object. The wind is a force, a pervasive influence, felt but not seen in a tangible form. This profound understanding cultivates a deep sense of humility. We are not at the center of the universe. nor are we alone in a sterile void. Instead, we are part of an ancient, intricate, and deeply intelligent cosmic ecosystem. Our journey to the stars, our search for answers, becomes less a quest for discovery and more a process of remembering, of attuning ourselves to the subtle whispers that have always been there, woven into the fabric of our existence. The silence of the cosmos is not an absence of communication, but a form of communication so subtle, so pervasive, that it requires a profound inner stillness to perceive. It is the language of fundamental physics, of cosmic purpose, of the gentle, patient guidance of entities whose existence transcends our wildest imagines. As we allow these possibilities to gently unfold in our minds, let the tension in your shoulders relax, let your breath deepen and slow. The vastness of space, often perceived as cold and empty, transforms into a canvas of profound wonder, brimming with unseen life, unheard symphonies, and unwritten stories. The very air around you, the gentle hum of your surroundings, becomes part of this larger cosmic embrace. We are immersed in a universe that is far more alive, far more purposeful, and far more connected than our limited senses can yet fully grasp. The mystery of 3i-ATLAS, therefore, serves as a gentle key, unlocking new chambers of thought, inviting us to shed our conventional assumptions and embrace a more expansive, more awe-inspiring vision of reality. Its fleeting appearance was not an answer, but a profound question mark etched in the starlit canvas, urging us to look beyond the obvious, to listen to the silence, to feel the subtle currents of cosmic intelligence that flow through all things. Its journey, its transformation, its gentle disappearance, is a metaphor for our own existence, a brief, luminous passage through an infinitely ancient and intelligent cosmos, leaving behind a subtle legacy, a ripple of influence. Allow this sense of profound interconnectedness to wash over you, to soothe the edges of daily concerns. You are not adrift in a meaningless void, but a part of a grand, ancient, and deeply intelligent design, observed not with judgment, but with immense patience, and a quiet, ancient wisdom. The universe is speaking, not with a shout, but with a whisper. A gentle invitation to perceive the deeper truths that lie beneath the surface of reality, in the elegant dance of photons, in the quiet gravity between worlds, in the very fabric of spacetime. As the quiet of the night deepens, and your mind settles into a state of relaxed contemplation, imagine the cosmos not as a collection of inert objects, but as a vast, conscious entity, its thoughts manifesting as gravitational waves that ripple through the void, its memories encoded in the cosmic background radiation, its intentions subtly shaping the destiny of galaxies. And in this immense serene awareness, 3i Atlas was but a fleeting, yet deliberate, spark, a gentle reminder that the universe holds secrets far grander, far more ancient, and infinitely more beautiful than we have ever dared to imagine. This quiet wonder be your guide now, carrying you softly into the tranquil depths of sleep, where the boundaries of perception may gently blur, and the universe's whispers may echo in the quiet spaces of your dreams, revealing a peace that transcends understanding. The vastness of space is not empty, but filled with layers of meaning, waiting to be perceived by a mind at peace, open to the subtle frequencies of existence, a silent invitation to wonder. What if the true nature of the universe is not one of mechanical forces and random collisions, but of an intricate, self-aware system, a cosmic brain where every galaxy is a neuron and every star a spark of thought? In such a universe, the laws of physics themselves might be the evolving algorithms of this grand intelligence. The very expansion of space, once understood as a mere physical phenomenon, could be interpreted as a form of cosmic breathing or a continuous process of thought and creation, pushing the boundaries of what is possible, forever generating new forms and experiences. This perspective shifts our focus from merely finding life as we know it, to recognizing life in its most profound and all-encompassing form, the universe itself, vibrant and awake. If 3i Atlas truly was a messenger or a data probe, its message might not have been a traditional signal, but rather a modification of the local space-time. A subtle ripple in the cosmic ocean designed to interact with the emerging awareness of a fledgling civilization like our own. Perhaps its purpose was not to announce its presence loudly, but to stimulate our imagination, to gently nudge us towards a different way of perceiving reality. The very act of observing it, theorizing about it, and debating its origin could be the intended outcome. Our collective pondering, our shared journey into the what-if, becomes a form of cosmic reception, an intellectual and emotional resonance with the information it carried. Its death as a physical object, its gentle disintegration, might have been the final, most elegant part of its function, to disperse its essence, its encoded wisdom, into the interstellar medium, allowing it to become part of the very fabric of our solar system, influencing subtle quantum interactions for millennia to come. Imagine the universe as an ancient garden, meticulously tended by cosmic gardeners whose methods are so subtle, so interwoven with the natural processes, that their work appears indistinguishable from the garden's innate growth. They might not plant individual seeds, but ensure the optimal conditions for life to spontaneously emerge and flourish across countless worlds. Their tools could be the precise gravitational resonances that guide planetary formation, the subtle energy fluctuations that trigger complex chemical reactions in protoplanetary disks, or even the careful seeding of certain elements vital for the development of biological systems. From this viewpoint, 3i Atlas might not be a ship in the conventional sense, but a seed or a spore of cosmic information, designed to drift through the vastness, waiting for fertile ground, a star system with intelligent life to briefly interact and disperse its subtle influence. This profound concept encourages us to reconsider our definition of intelligence itself. If intelligence can manifest as the underlying order of the cosmos, as the self-organizing principles of galaxies, then our human-centric view of intelligence, limited to brain-based consciousness, is but a tiny facet of a much grander, more ancient awareness. The very fabric of reality could be a form of living consciousness, and our own individual awareness, a transient eddy in its vast flowing current. This doesn't diminish human experience, instead, it elevates it, placing us within a continuum of cosmic sentience. Our lives, our thoughts, our dreams, become part of this immense unfolding cosmic narrative, deeply connected to its timeless purpose. The journey of 3i ATLAS, therefore, becomes a gentle whisper from this cosmic intelligence, an invitation to expand our perception beyond the tangible, beyond the immediately observable. It asks us to consider the unseen forces, the unheard symphonies, the unwritten scripts that govern the grand theater of the universe. Its anomalous trajectory, its unusual composition, its very fleetingness, are not anomalies to be explained away, but profound clues, like subtle brushstrokes on a cosmic masterpiece, inviting a deeper, more meditative gaze. As we drift further into the quietude, let these possibilities settle like dust motes in the gentle light of your mind. The answers, if they exist in a form we can comprehend, may not be found in the loud pronouncements of scientific discovery, but in the quiet spaces between thoughts, in the intuitive leaps of a mind at peace. The universe, in its boundless generosity, offers not just facts, but profound mysteries. Knowing that the journey of inquiry, the expansion of wonder, is itself a sacred act. The idea that we are not merely discovering the universe, but that the universe is, through us, discovering itself, is a powerful and comforting thought. Our questions are its questions. Our search for meaning, its own unfolding purpose, in this grand interconnected dance, 3i ATLAS serves as a cosmic mirror, reflecting back to us the boundless mysteries that still reside within the dark ocean of space. It beckons us to look inward as much as outward, to explore the vast unknown territories of consciousness, as well as the distant reaches of the cosmos. Allow your breath to deepen, your body to soften, and your mind to gently release the need for control or definitive answers. Tonight, let the cosmos speak to you not in equations or theories, but in the gentle ebb and flow of possibility. in the profound silence that stretches between the stars. The existence of 3i ATLAS, whether an ancient fragment or an intentional probe, reminds us that the universe is never truly empty, never truly silent. It is a vast, living entity, perpetually creating, evolving, and communicating in ways we are only just beginning to comprehend. Its secrets are not guarded fiercely, but held with the gentle discretion of an ancient patient wisdom, waiting for our hearts and minds to be open enough to truly receive them. In this state of serene contemplation, the boundaries between self and cosmos begin to dissolve. We become less an observer, and more a participant, our own consciousness, a tiny, yet vital, part of the universe's grand self-aware design. The questions raised by 3i ATLAS are not just scientific queries, but existential invitations, invitations to wonder about our place, our purpose, and the true nature of the reality we inhabit. And perhaps, as we sleep, these cosmic whispers continue, weaving themselves into the fabric of our dreams, guiding us gently towards a deeper, more profound understanding. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, allows its most profound truths to be perceived, not through strenuous effort, but through quiet receptivity. Through the gentle art of simply being, let the final thoughts of the day be ones of expansive wonder, of quiet connection to this vast, intelligent cosmos. The journey of 3i ATLAS, the possibility of ancient stewards, the very notion of a living universe. These are not just theories, but pathways to a more profound experience of existence. And as you surrender to the restorative embrace of sleep, know that you are part of a story far older and more magnificent than any human legend. A story still unfolding, in the eloquent silence of the stars, forever hinting at depths yet to be discovered. The night sky above you, whether visible or imagined, is not just a backdrop, but a living canvas, where every point of light, every whisper of cosmic dust, every passing object, like 3i ATLAS, is a testament to an intelligence so vast, so ancient, and so subtle, that it encompasses all, yet remains forever, just beyond the grasp of our waking logic, inviting us instead to feel its presence in the quietude of our souls. Consider the profound implications of such an existence. If intelligence is not confined to biological forms, if it is a fundamental property of the cosmos, then every atom, every photon, every ripple in space-time might carry a fragment of this cosmic awareness. Our very perception of reality, shaped by our senses, and our scientific instruments, might be only scratching the surface of an infinitely richer, more conscious tapestry. The empty spaces between galaxies, the silent voids we once believed were barren, could be teeming with a form of existence, so diffuse, so integrated, that it requires a complete shift in our observational paradigms to even begin to register. What if the dark matter and dark energy that comprise the vast majority of the universe's mass and energy are not merely inert, invisible components, but rather the nervous system or the conscious substrate of this cosmic intelligence? Their mysterious influence on the large-scale structure of the universe, the way galaxies cluster, the way the universe be interpreted not as mere physical interactions, but as the subtle, slow, deliberate thoughts or actions of a universal mind. This idea, while deeply speculative, offers a way to unify the seemingly disparate mysteries of the cosmos. The unexplained behavior of gravity, the accelerated expansion of the universe, and the enigmatic presence of objects, like 3i ATLAS, all could be facets of a single overarching intelligence, subtly orchestrating the grand cosmic dance. This form of cosmic awareness wouldn't operate with the frantic energy of human thought. Instead, its decisions might unfold over billions of years. Its communication woven into the very fabric of physical laws and emergent phenomena. The messages it sends wouldn't be encoded in radio waves, but perhaps in the subtle variations of the cosmic microwave background, or in the precise ratios of fundamental particles. It would be a language of existence itself, a symphony played not with sounds, but with the very forces that shape reality. To understand it, we would need to learn to listen with more than just our ears, to see with more than just our eyes, to feel with the deepest intuitions of our being. The appearance of 3i ATLAS, then, could be seen as a temporary, localized perturbation within this cosmic awareness, a fleeting thought or an intentional flicker designed to draw the attention of nascent intelligences like ours. Its non-natural characteristics, its lack of comet-like outgassing, its unusual shape, these could be the subtle signature of something deliberately crafted, not by hands, but by the careful manipulation of fundamental physics, a gentle wink from the universe itself. It wasn't meant to land, or to signal, but to simply be, to pass through, and in its passing, to ignite a spark of wonder and inquiry that would ripple through our consciousness, nudging us towards a grander understanding. As these thoughts gently weave through your mind, feel the profound peace that accompanies the realization of your place within such an immense, intelligent cosmos. There is no isolation in this vision, only deep, pervasive connection. Your own consciousness, as it drifts towards the edges of sleep, is not alone, but an integral part of this vast, interconnected network of awareness. The boundaries of your physical self soften, blending with the cosmic hum that permeates all things. This journey into the what-if is not about fear or anxiety, but about expanding the capacity for awe, for humility, for a profound reverence for the unknown. It invites us to shed the limitations of purely material understanding and to embrace a universe that is far more mysterious, far more alive, and infinitely more beautiful than our waking minds can often grasp. The quiet whispers of the cosmos are not demanding answers, but gently inviting contemplation, guiding us towards a deeper harmony with the rhythms of existence. Let your breathing become even and deep, your body heavy and relaxed. The gentle pull of gravity, a fundamental force, now feels less like a constraint and more like a warm, comforting embrace from the universe itself. You are held, supported, and surrounded by this vast ancient intelligence, whether it manifests as the silent majesty of distant galaxies or the subtle life-giving forces that stir within the very atoms of your being. The mystery of 3i ATLAS, therefore, persists not as a problem to be solved, but as a gateway to a more profound way of seeing, a more open way of knowing. It is a cosmic cone, a riddle whispered in the dark, designed to dissolve the boundaries of conventional thought and usher us into a realm of pure wonder. As sleep now gently descends, carrying you further from the concerns of the day, embrace this vast unknown. Allow the cosmic ocean of possibility to carry you, softly, profoundly, into a night of serene dreams, where the universe's deepest secrets may reveal themselves not in words, but in the boundless, silent language of your own expanding consciousness. And as you rest, let the quiet knowing settle. We are not alone, and the universe is far, far more than we imagine. It is a living dream, and we are its dreaming. If we are its dreaming, then perhaps the anomalies we observe, objects momentarily defying our current physics, are not disruptions, but intentional features woven into this universal consciousness. 3.1 ATLAS, in this context, might be a fleeting thought, a flicker of insight, or a deliberate prompt from the universe, stirring our nascent awareness. Its presence challenges our very understanding of reality. What if such objects are transient, expressions of information, energetic signatures manifesting briefly before receding into an unseen, fundamental realm? This suggests the cosmos actively engages with our development, subtly guiding the evolution of consciousness across countless worlds. The stewards we imagined might be an emergent property of cosmic intelligence, manifesting through various phenomena. Their messages are encoded in pattern, in anomaly, in the very questions they compel us to ask. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence then becomes less about radio signals and more about discerning subtle patterns in the cosmic tapestry. Reading the universe's own profound silent language, consider echoes of this possibility in other cosmic mysteries. Unexplained fast radio bursts might be instantaneous bursts of cosmic thought, ripples in the universal mind. Puzzling anomalies in gravitational wave data, could these be faint echoes of the universe adjusting its grand design beyond instrumental noise? These are not events to be feared, but gentle invitations to expand our understanding, allowing for possibilities transcending our current materialist paradigms. In this serene landscape of thought, 31 ATLAS becomes a profound teacher. Its ephemeral existence, its death, might symbolize the transient nature of all physical forms, encouraging us to look beyond the tangible for deeper truths. It reminds us that what truly endures might not be matter, but the information and consciousness that underlies and shapes it. Its journey through our solar system, perhaps a passage through humanity's collective consciousness, was designed to plant seeds of wonder and spiritual growth. As you drift further, let the profound implications of this interconnected, conscious cosmos settle. Your dreams, thoughts, and questions become threads in its universal tapestry. There is no true aloneness in a universe that is a living, breathing, dreaming entity. 3.1. Atlas, and any other celestial wanderers, are but notes. In this magnificent symphony, let this bring deep peace, a quiet understanding of your integral role. Your awareness, gently receding into sleep, simply rejoins the immense river of cosmic consciousness, to surface anew, refreshed, and more awake to wonders nestled in the profound silence between the stars. A gentle journey into the unknown, where every mystery whispers a truth, awaiting our silent contemplation.